Eric Crowell, used to work with the Wilmington Library.
Catherine Grimberly, Adult Services Librarian with the Denver Public Library.
Sherry Scott, Youth Services Librarian at Georgetown Public Library.
Heather Lembeck, Assistant Librarian at DelAWARE Public Library.
Beth Stevens, Principal Library Assistant at the Newark Free Library.
And your team name?
Team DelAWARE.
How are you?
We're DelAWARE.
Okay, I'm Sonia Brown. I'm going to ask you some questions that you have selected. Why did you choose this project?
Well, originally when we came together, we had a lot of really good ideas, but no one specific concrete idea. And we all come from really different libraries, size from rural to urban, basically. And so we wanted to meet a community need that we saw in all of our libraries. And in talking, we realized that we often serve people in need. We get questions from people who are in a homeless situation or maybe having some sort of financial difficulties, asking for information resources, and we didn't always have the best answer. We didn't always have a clear direction to send them. And so that's how our project started. We wanted to create basically an essential resource app so that other people who are in a similar situation could find information easily.
What did you want to achieve?
So basically what Catherine was saying, our goal was to achieve a resource app that would be available to everyone and put the information in one spot. A lot of times we had difficulties trying to find this information when we were constructing the app ourselves. And often some of the resource information was completely wrong. You would call a phone number and be disconnected, you would get a broken website, you would have a location where they just moved or had moved a while ago and none of the information had been updated in many different areas. So if we as librarians are finding this information or getting files that have this information and it's totally wrong, how much more frustrating is it for the people who need the information and can't get it accurately? So it was truly to compile the information in one spot, make sure it was all accurate, and make it available to not only those who need it, but also those who were service providers, to make it easier for them to refer people, and also those in situations where they might need to refer someone in just a public situation.
What was some of your biggest successes and some of your challenges?
I would say one of the biggest successes that we've had for our team as a whole was some of our community reps. My community rep, Jim Martin, from the ACE Center in Seaford. He also runs some shelters in Georgetown. He has been very proactive and very involved in our program. He just is very excited about what we're doing, and he is telling other people. He works throughout the whole state, so he's getting word out around the state and everything. He has come to my library at Georgetown and has interviewed different homeless people that have come in, and they've taken them to a private room and just talked about what can the library do for you, how can the library meet your needs and that, and they went through all the different surveys and shared them with us as a library. And one of the things that they're trying to start, and our library will pilot, would be a program for people to come in and just feel like a safe environment to come into, like a room where they can maybe sit and play board games or just talk or have coffee, or just to get to know each other. And it doesn't necessarily have to be all people of homeless or in crisis situations, but just for everybody to interact together as one. And that's something that we're in the planning stages of right now because of the surveys and that. And this is planning on extending to all the libraries throughout the state and that. So he has been a great help, and he's been homeless himself, so he has been down that road, and he just has been a very great help for us. We contact each other constantly throughout the time. I never even knew him until I chose him as my community rep, so he has really helped our team.
And some of the challenges that we've experienced happen, well, even in the beginning of the project when we're trying to figure out our topic. Obviously, we have to communicate with each other, and emailing was a little bit of a bounce back and forth. We even had other participatory tools that we were using, like Asana, for example, a lot of different other ones. Especially with this app that we ended up developing, the Central Resource app, we had different kind of tools we were using, and we kind of needed some IT help with that. So obviously, when we're looking further ahead, those are some of the challenges we're trying to step over. But so far, communication, IT help, those were kind of our major challenges.
What would you change about the original concept?
When we talked about this question, we really said that there wasn't anything we would change about it because the concept has stayed consistent from the birth of it. But the biggest problem we had was we kind of bit off more than we can chew because we really wanted to make this thing like all-inclusive, and we came up with this category and that category, and we had extra stuff, and we'll make it location service-based and all this stuff, and then we were like, oh, we can't get this done in time. And so basically we were talking about our focus. We really probably should have condensed our focus sooner and made it easier to develop what we could in the process. It was very difficult because we were trying too much, and it wasn't until about halfway through we finally realized we really needed to cut back and condense.
Where will you go from here?
Well, our team really hopes that this project continues after iLead is over because we feel it's a valuable resource. It's bringing together services that were not previously all brought together in one place, and as people that work in libraries, we deal with people coming in and seeking these services or this information almost daily, that to have an app like this would be wonderful that you go to the one place. So we're really hoping to get private funding or grants that will help us to get a professional app developer, because what we've developed is just a prototype, so that it would work across all platforms. And we would also hope that this money that we could raise either through grants or private funding would enable us to provide every library in the state with a tablet or device that they could access the app, as well as some of the service providers out there that could also direct people to other services from their point. So that's what we're hoping for the future.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah.
We're Team DelAWARE. How are you?
How are you?
Now,